Hi everyone and welcome to this tutorial session. In this is a question in sequences and series. We are told that the sum of three consecutive integers is 81 and we are asked to find the largest of the three numbers. Okay, without much ado, let's get started. Now, we first of all have to recall our knowledge on integers. What are integers? Let's start from there. Integers are positive and negative whole numbers. Okay, positive and negative whole numbers. No fractions, no decimals. And so the set of integers represented with this symbol can be represented as the dot here means it continues to the left, the dot there means it continues to the right. 0 is always in the middle. To see it clearly on the number line, we have 0 there, we have positive numbers here, we have negative numbers here. All right, positive whole numbers. The arrow means it continues. These three dots is represented with that arrow. And then you have negative numbers. The arrow here also means it continues to the left. And 0 is always in the middle. So all these whole numbers, whether positive or negative, they are what we call integers. Now, if we look at it carefully, we see to move from one integer to the next, from one lower integer to the next higher one, we are adding 1. To move from one lower integer to the next higher integer, we add 1, and so on, and so on. So there is that pattern that is respected in this number, this sequence of numbers of integers. Okay. Now we are told that the sum of three consecutive integers is 81. To find the largest of the three numbers. Now let's call the first one, or the smallest, number x. Okay. Let's call the smallest one x. To move from x to the next integer after x, following this pattern, this number pattern of adding 1 to get to the next integer. So from there, we'll say the second. It therefore means that the second will be x plus 1. And then, of course, the third will be x plus 1 plus 1, which is simply x plus 2. So that will give us the third integer. Now, their sum is 81. Their sum means we add them up. We're going to add this to this to this to get 81. So we're saying x plus 1 plus x plus 2 must give us 81. Now let's add this up and solve for x. We have 1, 2, 3x. All right. So we have 3x, and then we'll have 1 plus 2, 3, giving 81. Okay. So we'll take this positive 3 from the left hand side to the right hand side, becomes negative 3. So we'll have 3x is equal to 81 minus 3. 3x will be equal to 78. 81 minus 3 is 78. Now to get x, we divide both sides by 3. All right. So 3 here, 1, 3 there, 26. So the smallest of the integers will be 26. All right. The smallest of the integer will be 26. All right. So from here, we know that the second will be 26 plus 1, which is 27. And the third will be 27 plus 1, which is 28, which of course is the largest. So, okay. So the largest of the three integers is 28. Now, if you look carefully, we have handled a case where we started from the smallest, getting to the biggest. What if we started from the smallest and we started from the biggest and got to the smallest? All right. So this can be seen as method 1, method 1, starting from the smallest, let the smallest be x, and we'll gradually progress to the biggest. What if another person chose to walk, starting from the biggest, going to the smallest? All right, let us check that one out and see if we get the same result. So we'll call it method 2. We're going to call it method 2. So that one was method 1. We'll call this one now method 2. Method 2 was starting from the biggest. So let the biggest be x. Okay, let the biggest of the three numbers be x. All right, since we are from the biggest, it means the second will be, since we are going towards the left, we'll be subtracting x minus 1. And of course, the smallest, or the third smallest, will be, we'll subtract 1 from this one, x minus 1 minus 1, which will be x minus 2. Okay, so we have the three integers x, x minus 1, x minus 2. Their sum again is, the sum is 81. So we're going to add this to this to this, and then we'll solve for x. Okay, so that means x plus x minus 1 plus x minus 2 is 81. All right, we have 1, 2, 3x, 3x, and the negative 1 minus 2 minus 3 is equal to 81. Okay, now if we take this negative 3 from the left hand side to the right hand side, become positive 3. 81 plus 3. So we have 3x is equal to 84. Okay, 3x equals to 84. We divide both sides by 3. 3 cancels. We'll have here 3 here, 1, 3 there, 2. Into 24, 8. Okay, so you see, this again corresponds with our largest value in method 1. Okay, so because now we're calling x here the largest, it corresponds with our largest value in method 1. All right, so if we, since we're asked to find the largest value, well, one can end there. All right, but let's see if the other two values also came in. All right, so from this, we now know that our second will be 28 minus 1, which is 27, which corresponds to our second value also of method 1. And our smallest, remember in our method 1, our smallest was x, and we got it as 26. The smallest will be 28 minus 2, which is 26. Okay, so again, that's the underlining knowledge here, that it is a set of integers. And what are the set of integers? Positive and negative whole numbers. And then we'll see that it's actually a number pattern in which to move from one lower term to the immediate next term, we add 1. So there's addition of 1 as we progress from a lower term to the next higher term. So from that knowledge, we apply everything here and we came up with our solution.